Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Oh, this is hot. Good morning. Good morning. I am doing laundry and packing up and getting ready to leave, and I have a cold. So I just have been like taking emergency and all kinds of stuff to feel better. And I took the best shower of my life last night. And I literally stood in the shower for like 30 minutes. So anyway, I wanted to tell you guys that, I like live in true fascination of people who have learned to forgive without apologies, because there is such an expectation. An apology doesn't just let you know that someone is sorry. An apology lets you know that your pain and your hurt and your disappointment is seen, that it's valid, that it's not all in your mind, that you didn't make it up, that you're not being dramatic. When somebody apologizes to you, it says, I see you, I hear you, I understand that you have been hurt, I understand that you feel disappointed, right? And sometimes just being validated and just being seen is really what we need. Assure me I'm not crazy. Assure me that the way I'm feeling or the pain that I'm in or the wrong that I felt is not like I'm not making it up in my head, right? And last night I was talking to an old friend and we were talking about forgiveness. And he was talking about somebody that has really hurt him and wronged him. And I mean, really. And he said to me, I am at a place now where if this man wanted to have a conversation with me, I would do it. And I would let him get whatever he needed to get off his chest. Because I understand now that he loved me with the ability and maturity that he had at the time. And that if we don't allow people the opportunity to grow and see the error of their ways, then we essentially are telling them that they are only the worst version of themselves. And I was like, y'all, when I tell you that I could not believe how arrived this man could be, and like how like forward thinking and like how much work he's done to get to this place, to release all of this anger. And I'm standing there like, I'm not going to lie to you. I think I actually felt vagina butterflies for 2 minutes, because it was so sexy to me that a man could do the work, like really do the work, go to therapy, talk to friends, like do the work to get to a place where they could release anger and resentment and go, no, like my forgiveness of him cannot be dependent on his apology, because who he was when he hurt me is who he was capable of being. I can't believe after all these years, he's the same exact person. And if he is, then the apology may never come. But should the day ever come that he calls me and says he wants to talk, I will listen. I was like, holy shit. That is it. That is somebody who is walking the walk, not just talking the talk. That is somebody who is going to therapy and applying what they're learning and healing the broken parts of themselves so that they can be better for somebody else, so they can love themselves and understand that their self-worth and their value is not attached to their trauma, is not attached to their abandonment issues. So many of us are walking around with dead daddy issues, abandonment issues, abandonment trauma, You left me. You didn't love me. I wasn't good enough. And we carry that into our 40s and we treat people like the worst broken part of ourselves. We lead with our trauma. I'm broken. I was left. I wasn't good enough when I was a child. And like the people that come into our lives who just want to love us are like, I don't get it. I see you and I see the best parts of you and I just want to love you. And then our trauma lies to us and goes, they don't want to love us. They can't really see us for who they are, for who we are. And then we self-sabotage. And then we show the worst parts. And then we let our trauma lead. And then we don't believe in forgiveness. And then we just create such a shitstorm around ourselves that we push people away so that they can't ever leave us. And then the irony truly is that we typically push the people away we love the most. And then when they leave, because we've pushed them away, the little girl in us or the little boy in us holds on to that trauma and goes, see, they didn't love us. Look, they left us. We're not good enough. But we will spend years pushing people away, destroying them little by little until they have no choice but to leave us. And then we will resent them when they leave because our default goes to the trauma. And instead of having accountability for who and what we are, and instead of like being like, shit, I did this. I pushed you away. We project it on them. The whole world leaves me. Everyone leaves me. No. That's your trauma lying to you. You are enough. You are worthy of love. Someone will stay if you get out of your own fucking way, period. And what I learned from that conversation last night was you can get to a place where you understand that forgiveness is not tied to the apology. Whether you get the apology or you don't, whether it's the apology you want to hear or it isn't, you can get to a place where you understand that someone loved you with the love and maturity they had at the time. And it may not be arrived, and it may not be safe, and it may not be functional, and it may not be right for you, but it does not mean that they didn't try. Now, I will also say that sometimes people do just legitimately hurt you. Sometimes people do wake up and go, fuck this whole life, right? Fuck these people, fuck this wife, fuck my house, I'm out of here. And there is actual like abandonment trauma, but I will also tell you that that comes from a place of feeling like you are not enough. Everybody leads. If you are living and leading with your trauma, your life will be traumatic, period. That is a fact. Not as traumatic as this sleep line going directly across my face that literally starts here, goes across my eye like a fucking superhero, like I've been struck by lightning in my face, but traumatic. If you live and lead with your trauma and you meet people with your trauma and you respond to people with your trauma, your life will be traumatic. That is just a fact. That's just it. And here's what I will tell you. There is nothing sexier, more special, more important than doing the work to replace your trauma with healthy love habits, healthy friendship habits, healthy eating habits, sleep habits, alcohol habits. Everybody should be able to have a good time and do whatever, but when your trauma, when you are living your life and you are leading your life with your trauma, you will make bad decisions over and over. You will overindulge. You will drink too much. You will get violent. You will get aggressive. or you will get sad, or you will get depressed. You will push people away. You will destroy relationships. And watching people that I love, even people that I've loved in very complex, confusing ways from afar, watching them heal and watching them become better versions of themselves, better parents, better friends, better lovers, because they don't want their trauma to lead their life anymore, is for me a reminder that God is real, that change works, that therapy works, that love works. And I stand before people like this cautiously optimistic, but in awe of them, because it is everything that I want to be. It is everything that I say in Coffee Talk that I am and that I want to be. And there are days where I feel like a fraud and I have imposter syndrome because I'm so full of anger and sadness. And then there are days that I weep because I know God is real, and because I know that I've done the work, and because I know that setting boundaries is okay. And I know that when I let someone go, it's because I have no choice. And the truth is, like, my trauma does not control my life. It still has a seat at the table, but now it sits at the kid table. It used to sit at the adult table right next to me to protect me. Trauma will lie to you and tell you it's there to protect you. It's not. It wants you to live a traumatic, miserable fucking life. It wants you to be completely alone. It wants you to fuck up relationships with your kids. It wants you to trauma bond with people, over-attach, get too close. You go out on a date with someone and suddenly they're all you can think about. It's like, slow your roll, trauma. You don't have to fall in love with everybody you go out with. You don't have to friend snatch everybody you meet. Like this trauma bonding, that's all trauma lying to you. Quick, get them quick, lure them in quick, have sex with them quick, go on another date quick, do everything quick so you can get them close to you. No, slow your roll, trauma. I got this. I know how to pace myself. I know how to live in love. You don't have to live in trauma. You really don't. It's a liar. It lies to you. Anyway, this was just something that sparked me last night after talking to this friend. And, I had even mentioned to him, I hope you know when I check on you, it's not that I want to pry. It's just that I'm genuinely so proud. And I'm coming from a place of I just want to make sure you're okay. And he looked at me and was like, no, I think it's super important that friends check on each other. And I'm like, who is this human being? Because when you know somebody has been living their life controlled by their trauma for so long and you see them do the work, you really cannot believe what you are. It's just, woo. It's like that Beyonce meme, God is real. Yes, friend, God is real. Anyway, I love y'all, and I hope that you have really a great day. I'm going to finish laundry and get a better coffee and do something with myself before I have to go to the airport. But if anybody wants me to leave the outgoing voicemail on their phone with this very sexy, phlegmy Courtney Cox kind of thing I got going on, I am happy to do that. Hello? Kimberly can't get to the phone right now. Remember when we used to leave voicemails on answering machines? Those were the days. And you would call someone and they would have PM Dawn playing on their outgoing voicemail. They wouldn't even talk. All you'd hear is it my turn to wish you and I? And you're like, damn, you really going through it, huh, friend? You really having a hard time over there. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I hope that you have a great, great day.